Good evening and welcome everyone here to the real life of ALR Monday Tier 4 Round 5 Sainte Croix. The A layout. Mute the stuff. Thank you. After brilliant racing and a little mayhem at the Nordschleife, we are here at maybe from the most beautiful track in the world to one of the weirdest tracks in my eyes in the game. Sainte Croix. In my opinion, the AA layout has not a really nice flow. It's a few straights interrupted by 90-degree corners. I never got a nice lap here, but I think these guys will deliver us again. Brilliant action. We see the dude on pole position on the soft tires. I think this is what we saw in the original stream as well before everything collapsed for me. We have Guardrail Lover on P2, Oscar on P3, 9-ball on the mediums, yes. The new face on P4, brilliant qualifying from him. Sainte in the first McLaren on P5, Pacey in a BMW, second guy on the medium tires, also good qualifying from him. Fontenot on P7 on the softs, Apmo on the mediums on P8, Polti on the mediums, Turbo Boy on the mediums as well, Kicks, B, Bomber on the softs, I remember not the best qualifying from him. Then we have the next new face in the AMG on the mediums, Luz Telemon, and USA also on the mediums on P15. So full lobby again. This is what I really love to see at ALR, and I think we're ready to go into the race. We see the lights are already on, and I haven't seen a single second of the race because when I wanted to spectate the start, everything black screen for me, so I have no clue what happens. And we will do it like the last time we had to do a real life. If we see something interesting happen in the grid, of course we reverse, as we here have the option to check stuff. And yeah, don't waste more time, let's go. So let's see how 9-ball is doing. Good start from him on the medium tires. The dude covering the inside line. Oscar with a brilliant start, and we have a three-way fight here between Oscar, Guardrail Lover and the dude for P1, and Oscar is the guy who's taking the lead for now. The dude on P2, 9-ball now made the move on Guardrail Lover, who dropped to P4. Also, Pasty gained the position, now the second position on P4. Guardrail Lover dropping a bit. Sainte lost the position, Fontenot stayed on P7. B, Apmo lost one position. Bomber, followed by Polti, Kicks. Turbo Boy really aggressive here against Kicks. And it Luz Telemon, who is the first one. We see off track, a lot of action here at the start. Let's see what happens to him. Saw a little contact between Kicks and Turbo Boy. There a push from Luz Telemon, so not a revenge foul here from Turbo Boy against Kicks. Was just pushed into him. And then it is USA that is hitting him at the rear. really looks weird. Let's see the onboard. So we have USA in the barrier, dropping down. Lewis Telemon is passing him. They had a slightly tap against Turbo Boy. Yeah, and then it was USA who touched his rear. Unlucky incident. But yeah, brilliant start for now from Oscar. We're gonna see how good he will be on the tires, as Sainte with the 90-degree corners is really difficult for the tires. The championship leader from Canada following the Brit. Then it's 9 Ball on the mediums, who's on a really good pace, also pasty. Guardrail lever made it back to P4. And B with a good start up to P8. And also Bomber and Turbo Boy, who definitely were not happy with their qualifying, are running up in the grid. This is a track that should fit the Nissan GT-R, as it is most of the time a really technical track with a lot of corners. So the Dude and Oscar are able to build a gap between them and 9 Ball, but 9 Ball has an absolute brilliant pace on the medium so far. And as you see, not a single lap done, and you have already significant wear on the tires. As usual, Oscar a bit more as the Dude. So everything seems to be sorted at the moment. Sainte setting Fontenot under pressure. There is now Turbo Boy, who's preparing the move against B. And Turbo Boy with the better top speed out of the slipstream, but B is about to counter it. Stick up his nose into the inside, but couldn't finish the move. Atmo dropped down to P11, but he has the medium tires, so not a big problem. Bomber up to P10. USA kicks and Lewis Telemon at the rear. And the Dude is now on the inside of Oscar. Made the move and is now back in the lead. But 9 Ball is definitely someone we should have an eye on, because as long as Oscar and the Dude are fighting in the fronts, 9 Ball is not really on a disadvantage on the medium tires, especially when he has the pace on the medium tires like he has done at the moment. But I don't think Oscar with the damage touched the inside barrier, front aero and front suspension on the left hand side. What gives the Dude the opportunity to pull away a bit, and also 9 Ball the opportunity to catch up. It's gonna be really interesting. We're expecting 5 laps. 1.5 done. And we see the soft tires are definitely not gonna last the entire 15 minutes, at least on Oscar's car. Shaky exit here. Now over the bridge. Guardrail lever went a bit wide. Also Pasty and Fontenot. Fontenot in the barrier with an unsafe rejoin, touching the rear of Sainte. Lucky for Sainte, for the Dutch guy. And also Turbo Boy passed Fontenot. At the back of the grid, things are at the moment pretty much sorted. The dude made a nice little gap to him and Oscar. I think something about 2 seconds. And 9 ball, of course, on the purple sector, as it's just the second lap guardrail over here in the barrier, no damage for him. Pasty with a really solid pace here on P5. I think he's holding Sainte a bit up on the soft tires. Turbo Boy with Fontenot in his tow. Oh, mistake here from Pasty. Let's see what happened here. I think we heard the barrier. Yeah, thank you for this great camera angle, Sainte. I think he just missed the brake point. Don't think that Sainte was close enough that there was contact. Yes, just late on the brakes in the barrier. Also damage for him, losing a position against Pasty, and also Fontenot is now making the move. Maybe also B can pass him, as long as the damage is on the car. Damage should be fixed, yes, now it is. So Turbo Boy, brilliant race for him so far, up to P6. Guardrail Lover is getting closer to 9 ball. Well, 9 ball seems to lose a bit on Oscar, but not too much. Oscar still quick on the tires, but I think they will be down after lap 4, maybe even in lap 4. The dude now comfortably in the lead, his tires not looking that much better. We saw him a bit more careful at the tires in the past, but like I said, Sainte is really rough on the rubber. Let's check the back of the grid. Still no changes of the position. Bomber seems to struggle a lot with this track. On the soft tires, only on P12. Former race winner. Polti also not with his best race. Took a podium in the rain chaos at the Nordschleife. Abmo is opening the top 10, B on P9. Pasty now trying to gain his positions back. But Fontenot seems slightly quicker at the moment. B a bit wide here, almost touched the barrier. Turbo Boy not in range of Sainte, and Sainte comfortably on P5. So the top 4 has kind of security distance, but now 9 ball is catching up to Oscar. I think Oscar will now realize that his tires are on the way to die. While these guys are about to finish lap number 3. The dude currently on the fastest lap. Maybe he can improve again with clean air. Let's see where he's stopping the time. No improvement. And 9 ball is attacking Oscar. Tried it around the outside. Both can hold the line. And he made it round the outside. Brilliant maneuver here from 9-ball. And also brilliant racing here from Oscar, who's now trying it on the inside line. But these worn tires are no weapons anymore. Went a bit wide, lost a bit of momentum. Clever racing from both of them. You need two drivers to make moves around the outside happen. And the dude extending his lead after the position switch of 9-ball and Oscar. Guardrail lover also got back in contact, and his tires looking much better than these from Oscar. And Oscar's tires should die in the next few corners. Maybe let's check Sainte's tires. Also a lot better than these of Oscar, but I don't think his tires in a 1.5 second penalty. So maybe he will not get back in striking distance to Oscar. But I think it's only a matter of time until Guardrail lover is close enough to Oscar to make an attack. The dude now can drive a bit smoother. But the fight for the podium is still absolutely interesting. So let's see if there's any fights in the back of the grid. Now we're in the midfield, Turbo on P6, Fontano, Apmo now on P8. And Pasty had another big one. Dropped down to P13. Let's check if we can find what happened. So we are in a window. I think the gravel monster grabbed his tire. Yes, wide here on the exit. Lost the rear. Lucky that he's gonna get ghosted. Also getting a 1 second penalty. Bit unnecessary from the game here, as he definitely not gained time on this maneuver. And so we're now back in the business. Well, it looks like Oscar can set a bit more pressure on 9-ball, but Guardrail level is now getting closer. He's waiting for now, he's trying to make it on the inside. I think on the next longer straight he could take advantage of the overspeed of the Jaguar. And also on these tires, maybe not that perfect exit from Oscar. Oh, and this looked like contact here between Oscar and Guardrail lover. Yes, Guardrail lover pushed him wide into the barrier. He's not going for the move. Damage here on Oscar's car. So 9-ball now on a really secured P2. Same for the dude, who's still on PBs here. So it's interesting if Guardrail Lover is going for it, trying to attack Oscar. Well, he definitely still has the better material. Or if he's saying to himself, okay, no, let's not attack. At least he's taking a look. Oscar covering the outside line. Another little contact here. And now Guardrail Lover is ahead. Up on P3. Turbo Boy followed by Sainte on P5 and 6. Fontano, Atmo, B, Bomber on P10, still on his rear. Polti on P11, Pasty P12. Definitely not happy with this race. And the championship leader again, keeping himself out of all trouble. Trying to get to the front as soon as possible. And even if his tires are gone now as well, 9-Ball shouldn't be able to get in range. He's definitely gaining. There's just 40 seconds left in the race. Guardrail Lover can now escape from Oscar, who's on absolutely worn tires. Turbo Boy might get in range. So the number 4 on his way to the final corner of the sprint race. Well, 9-Ball in the back is touching the barrier. And the dude is now on the way to the line. P1 again for him. 9-Ball with a great debut. In T4, Guardrail Lover finishing P3. Oscar on P4. Turbo Boy P5. Sainte in the McLaren on P6. Fontano P7. Could hold. Atmo behind him. Bomber P9. B P10. Polti P11. Pasty on P12. USA on P13. Now Kicks on the way to the finish line. Followed by Lewis Telemon. P14 for him. Lewis Telemon, the Swede, on P15. So that was a pretty interesting sprint. Not that much fighting on track. But it will be definitely really interesting what these guys are doing, especially on strategy in the feature. So again, thanks for the dude for the replays. Give him a like. And yeah, of course, reverse grid while we're waiting for the replay to load. So that means Lewis Telemon will be on pole. And it's again the race of the quickest, who are trying to make their way back to the front as soon as possible to get in the perfect strategy window, not losing that much time in the fights. Quickly getting a drink and while the replay is loading. And so we are back here for the feature race. Of course, again, we're gonna check these guys' tires before we start with the replay. Rolling start. So we see the dude starting on the mediums, same for 9-ball, guardrail lover, Oscar, Turbo Boy. Seats the first one on the softs. Also Fontenot is on the softs. Atmo in the second McLaren as well. Mediums for Bomber, B on the softs, Polti on softs. And Loose Telemon, the only guy in the top 5 here on the medium tires. So it's pretty likely that he's losing these positions really quick. And we're going. And Loose Telemon absolutely missing the start. Cakes and Pasty already passed him and the rest is setting really big pressure on him. Has now the outside line and lost 5 positions so far. Fontenot is the next one and there's Oscar sideways. Let's see what happened to him. Late on the brakes. No contact, just lost the car on the rear. Then stomping it into the barrier. So 1 free position gained for the dude. See what the guys are a bit struggling here on the medium tires. Little contact here between 9-ball and Turbo Boy. What gives the dude another 2 positions. Guardrail lover on P10. Loose Telemon now. He's letting everyone pass. I think he's not that confident. I think also his first race here in ALR. So Cakes is now in the lead, followed by Pasty, who's definitely a guy to watch. He has the pace. Sometimes the luck is not on his side. And they already built a nice little gap to B and Polti. And then there's the next one. Why? That this is Bomber. Sorry. And it looked like there was a little contact between him and Atmo. Wait a minute, I have to sort my headset. Now I'm back. This is an issue when 4 cables try to become 1. But let's check what happened here between Bomber and Atmo. Phew. Atmo definitely with the better corner here. Oh well. if you go for that gap, you have to make sure that you're not touching the opponent's car. So yeah, there you can see the gap, but there's still a lot of room between him and Bomber. Better braking point, and so he's gaining. But now he sees and he has to realize that this gap is closing. There's not enough space for McLaren to go through. And even here the gap getting tighter and tighter. And then you have to lift. You definitely have to lift here. And we can check, but I think there's so much time to react. Yes, definitely. This is not a smart move. Now under pressure from his teammate Sainte. And we see the dude already on P8. Sainte now inside line against Atmo. And the dude is setting big pressure on Fontenot. In his tow, Turbo Boy and Guardrail Lover. Little contact here between Fontenot and the dude. The dude is backing out of the move. I think Sainte had to burn a penalty. That's why I lost a bit of time here. And Guardrail Lover outside line against the dude. The dude lent a bit on Sainte's car, but gained P7. And now Guardrail Lover is trying to take the move. But there's Turbo Boy and 9-ball on his rear. Nice little fight here. And Guardrail Lover and 9-ball, but especially Guardrail Lover, as he's a bit longer in here, that the dude is not the rear you want to lose. You want to, in a perfect world, you would stay ahead of this guy, but if you once lose that rear, it is really hard to catch back. So Bomber sorted himself back on P13, Oscar on P14. While Kicks is feeling the pressure here from Pasty. Both on the soft compound. Both pretty equal on the wear. I think the Jack is good on tires, but usually Pasty is just better on tires. But you see, last race with the dude, and also this time with Pasty, even the guys who are really fine with the tires have a bit of a struggle here at Sainte Croix. Polti on P3, Fontenot under pressure here from B and the dude. The B has the inside line, making the move against Fontenot. The dude, another push here against Fontenot. So it seems that the AMG and the Mazda have really different braking points. Now Fontenot is pulling his nose to the wind. And double overtake here from the dude. Let's see what happened here. B has the inside line. A little early on the brakes. Completely covering the inside line. That's really hard to get a really good corner angle here. Fontenot missing the brake point. The dude just perfect aiming for the apex. Has the inside line. No chance for Fontenot to hold him behind himself. And Yabi absolutely missing the apex. Running super wide. On the grass. 2 positions gained for the dude. On P4. Kicks on a really good pace so far. Daily in the lead. Not feeling big pressure at the moment from Pasty. Both are on the softs. Polty on P3. Bit smoother on the rubber. And the dude, the first one, who has the mediums on the car. B half-second penalty. Fontenot a bit in the grass here. Let's see how many positions B is losing. Should be 3 in the end. Trying to counter at least against his teammate. Hyundai side by side. But 9 ball can stay ahead. Another side-by-side battle here between Sainte and Fontenot. B a bit wide here again. Another step on the grass, and now guardrail lover is getting really close. Turbo Boy on P10, Oscar back on P11, Bomber on P12, Louis, Telemon and Abmo. What happened to Abmo? He lost 15 seconds. Even more. Even his first lap was not that perfect. So no pit stop. And now Kicks is feeling the pressure from Pasty and Polty. Has the advantage that the Jack is an absolute weapon on the straights. But now he absolutely missed that corner. Pasty is passing him. He's facing the wrong side of the track. But what we have to say, what we have to do now on P3, Fontenot on P4. Of course, you are in this moment super annoyed in Kick's position when you just spin your car. But he had the right direction, he stayed on the line he was standing, so he was predictable for the other cars. Even if he was ghosted, all other cars could pass him really safe and with a good feeling. So shout outs to Kicks. We saw definitely other rejoins here. Let's see what happened here between B and Sainte. Just a little tap on the corner exit. Now guardrail lever. We're hearing a car in a barrier. Not a big contact, only some scratches on the car. So Polti now in the lead, hunted by the dude, Fontano on P3, 9-ball now in the fight with Sainte, and guardrail lover can be. Sainte went wide on his own, guardrail lover pushed 9-ball a bit. So he gained 2 position, and then it's another contact, and 9-ball is dropping a lot. So let's see what happened here to 9-ball. Received the tap from the inside from guardrail lever. That cost him a position against guardrail lever and B. And then it's Oscar who giving him another tap, sending him into the grass. And that's how quick you can go from P6 down to P10. And the 1.5 second penalty. I have to say this penalty system in Gran Turismo 7 is absolutely ridiculous. Some of the track limits are not predictable, and some are so stupid that you get penalties for not respecting the track limits. Oscar a bit wide here for not respecting the track limits on spots where you have absolutely no chance to gain just a millisecond of time. Then it's giving you a 1.5 second penalty. As I haven't raced here on Sainte Croix A, I have no clue if the track limits are good or not. So Polti for now is enjoying his time in the lead, while his soft tires are about to say goodbye. Same for Fontano. Guardrail over the second one on the mediums. Turbo Boy against B and Oscar. Oscar now has the outside line, but his nose in front and made the move against Turbo Boy. Bomber and 9-ball. On the attack of B. 9-ball pushed B a bit wide here, lifting the throttle, not going for the attack. And I think this is how you should handle things like that. This is tier 4. This is, of course, not pro racing where we'll see B at the pit entry. So it is kind of usual that we will see and always see incidents here. But sportsmanship has nothing to do with the skill level, and so if you're reflected enough that you say, okay, this is my bad, just lift the throttle, like 9-ball did in this situation, position against Sainte. Let's see where the first pitters got out. Fontenot, P13, P14 for B. And Pulte on P9 on the fresh rubber. So the dude is now in the lead, followed by Guardrail Lover and Oscar. Turbo Boy and Bomber, and these tires are still looking pretty good. So I think they might go for the halftime marker, maybe a bit longer, to somehow manage a one-stop. So I think they will do maybe 1 or 2 laps on fully shredded tires. But that's, yeah. I like the new tire wear system on GT7 compared to the tire wear system on GT Sport. GT Sport you definitely had. When the tires, like you see it now on Bomber's car, were like this, your tires were absolutely screwed. They were ready for the trash can. And now they still have a good pace. You have a significant loss of grip, a significant loss of pace, but you still can do good lap times. But if they are fully gone, yeah, on a track like this you lose about 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, something like this. If you practiced a bit on the worn rubber. But yeah, this is nothing compared to doing an extra pit stop. So I think the loss on fully gone tires should be a bit bigger to force drivers to not go for something like racing on the rims, what we see in several sprint races here in this season of ALR. And the dude is pitting now. 15 minutes. I think he will go for the 2-stop. He's not risking. I think he knows that he has to pace. Don't think he's risking racing on absolutely gone tires. He had these 2 mistakes, one on the Nordschleife, one at Road Atlanta, that cost him a win. When he 2 times lost the car on the curb. Tires must not be the reason. But still, maybe if you had this experience, you might be a bit more careful. So he's going for now with 24 minutes left, 12 minutes on the soft tires. Definitely possible. And Guardrail Lover is stretching his tires. They're still looking good. I think he can definitely aim for halftime of the race. Turbo Boy's mediums are much more worn. I think we could see him in the pits now. Bomber looking pretty good on the tires. Also 9-ball in the Hyundai, really rough on the medium rubber. So definitely one of the guys who might aim for a 2-stop as well. So it will be really interesting. I think Bomber and Guardrail Lover could be on a 1-stop. And Pasty is... I don't remember what he started on, but lap time wise, this should be still the first set of soft tires, and those are looking absolutely brilliant. Fuel looks okay as well, so definitely a 1-stop guy as well. And this tire wear is absolutely amazing. Well, the dude is catching up to him now. And the dude is already ahead of Bomber. Oscar on his outlap. So Bomber lost already a pit stop on track against the dude. missing someone. Yes, it's USA, who's not in the lobby anymore. Probably a disconnect. And guardrail lover will go for another lap. But the gap to the dude is not that big. I think can't see it in the lobby settings. Might be something around 7 or 8 seconds. Let's see if we can find out. Yeah, it should be 7 seconds at the moment. And he has to battle with Pacey, who still has some fine rubber on his tires. Another tricky situation here between the dude and Pasty. Let's see Pasty's view. Don't have the feeling that there was contact. I think Pasty was just a little wide. Touched the grass and almost spun. Missed the apex. Maybe there was contact. So yeah, Pacey is definitely missing the apex, a bit late on the brakes. Is going wide. The dude has an eye for the inside line as he sees that the gap opens. Maybe I was a bit early to pause it. So in this moment you could realize that you maybe... Oh, we are just a corner too early, yes. Okay, that is really early. So now, okay, again, missing the apex here. Running wide. Yeah, but the dude could realize here that he's not in the position to stick to his inside line. He's definitely way too far on the outside at the moment. I think he hopes that Pasty is running off track. But Pasty catches the car, and that's it. The dude is doing absolutely nothing to correct his line. And then there is... Here's the contact. Lucky that he didn't spun on his own. But yeah, if you're going for an overtake like that, you have to make sure that you stick to your line. And as the dude took the full wide of the track, Greg is saying that there was no contact in the race. I mean, on the replay we see that there's definitely impact, might be net code. But yeah, still, we have the time. To explain the main thing of the situation. It is not the contact. So we are now here. Let's go to the dude's bonnet cam. Is it the corner? Yes. So at this point, Pasty missed the apex. The dude is fully on the apex. If you go for an overtake, I know it is still tier 4 driving, but I'm former tier 4 driver as well. And I can say from my POV, in this situation, the dude, even if he's a car length behind the BMW, has the fully advantage. But he's doing the corner like there's no car on the outside. Like you see it here. He's going for the full length of the track. So yeah, it might have been netcode, but let's see, as a replay. Is there no onboard on the Mercedes? There's no onboard on the Merc. So let's check the sound. Okay, the sound of the dudes shows no impact, or makes it listen to no impact. So yeah, in this case I think it is netcode, but again, this is not the point I want to make, and we're wasting a lot more time on a single situation. But this is what I would call awareness. Seeing that Pasty is struggling on the tires, the corner before he was a bit wide, missed the apex, and here he missed the apex by far. So in this situation where you're now here, there's just two possible scenarios. Scenario one is Pasty is going off track, hitting the barrier, and spinning back on track. Really dangerous for the car behind. Scenario two is Pasty can catch the car, but only possible with a massive reduction of speed, what means that he might park the bus at the exit of the corner. Really dangerous for the car behind if you make the corner like that. So I don't know if Greg is the dude. Hello if you are. If not, I think you're a friend. In this scenario, there's just one clever option for the driver behind, and there's not much time to react. So I'm not blaming him for maybe the touch, but with a slightly reduction of speed, he would have been able to stick more to the inside and could fully avoid a situation with Pasty. The fault that causes this by Pasty, by missing the apex and then just trying to hold his car somehow on track. But the driver behind, and in this case it went well for the dude because he didn't spun. But this is what I'm talking always to my drivers. Awareness is one of the key points in racing. The person who is mostly responsible for your race is yourself. And this situation could have ended really worse. So we have light damage here on ALR. On heavy damage, this could have given you engine damage and so much more. We have ghosted cars in ALR, what is also not usual in most of the leagues. So a car that is hitting the barrier, spinning on track uncontrollable, can cause a lot of damage to yourself. If the dude in this situation would just reduce the speed a bit more, could stick a bit more to the inside, the middle of the track would have been enough. He could fully avoid any contact with Pasty. In this case, He would have made the overtake. Pasty wouldn't spun or getting sideways. But again, this is not a big one. So in this situation, and you see this, no sound of contact. But this was a picture-perfect situation, what I call awareness, what is in my eyes one of the key points of sim racing, the race intelligence, and being responsible for your own race. So now a lot of talking about one specific situation. So let's get back to the race. We are halfway done now. We have Guardrail Lover still in the lead. Turbo Boy hunted by the dude. Pasty catch the car on P4. Still good for him as he will have to stop just once. Absolutely brilliant. If this is, and this has to be the first set of tires, I think he can do one, maybe two more laps. Be 26 minutes on the softs. Absolutely brilliant. Bomber, Pole T, P5 and 6 really close together. Kick still on P7, quite good at the moment. Fontano on fresh rubber. Oh, not that fresh anymore, but already pitted. Was also Oscar, who had a really bad start with the power oversteer out of turn 1. Pacey's still sitting on the fastest lap. 9 ball on P10. It's currently not looking like he has the pace to attack the podium. Had an incident in the early stage of the race. B at P11, Sainte followed by Abmo on P13 and Louis Telemon on P14. And Turbo Boy lost the position against the dude. Let's check where that happened. Still a pretty big gap. Oh yeah, Turbo Boy's mediums are absolutely gone. Wide on the exit here on the gravel. Easy overtake for the dude. And here you have it. It is not exactly the same because the distance is bigger, but here you see the dude realizing Turbo Boy is going wide. It's not exactly on the exit, but he immediately pulls. There you see the steering impact. He knows where he gonna have to pass him, and he steers into the middle of the track. It's not perfectly comparable because it's not the possible impact zone exactly on the corner exit, but the knowledge is there, you can see. So the dude on P2, let's check the gap between him and Guardrail Lover. Both have to do one more stop. Something around 5 seconds. I think the last time we checked it was at about 7 seconds. So the dude quicker at the moment. But soft tires, real fresh compared to almost gone mediums. Big mismatch here for Guardrail Lover. But Guardrail Lover will gonna switch to the softs. And the dude will also have to switch to the softs. So they will be in the end of the race on the same material. Guardrail Lover possible on the much more worn. And Turbo Boy is really struggling. Pasty is catching up really quick to him. And I think burnt medium tires are much worse than the softs. And you see he's barely able to keep the car on track. Super wide on every exit. I think we're gonna see him in the pits now. Pasty having a look at the inside line. And Pasty is pitting and Turbo Boy stays out for another lap. So this is definitely not what I predicted. But yeah, I saw in several test lobbies that a few guys made some experiments, and also Guardrail Lover in the pits. And a few guys made some experiments with one stop running really long on worn tires. So the dude now in the lead, followed by Turbo Boy. Polty should now catch up a lot to Turbo Boy. And also Bomber with a good feature race so far. Still on the first set of tires. I think we will see him in the pits now. Kicks on P5. Now with the fastest lap on the soft tires, but Oscar also quick. His lap times are pretty inconsistent. But yeah, I think the reason is the tire wear. As you see, his second lap with 305, good lap. But also, yeah, he was in trouble. He was in traffic. Then a 306, then a 309. His problem, I think he could perform a lot better if he would drive a bit easier on the tires. Hard to say what's the reason. I think he might be a controller driver. As we see his lights flashing quite often, this is an indicator for being a controller driver. And controller drivers are definitely on a disadvantage to drivers on wheel when it comes to tire wear. Flags here. Can't see what caused the yellows because there's nothing between Turbo Boy and the dude that could have caused it. Bomber with Polty and kicks in his toe. Also Oscar's joining the pack. And this is what I mean. We see Turbo Boy on his last lap when the tires were completely gone. He lost 5 seconds compared to a lap when there was rubber on the tires, and this is, in my eyes, not enough. Especially on tracks with pretty long pit lanes. Is he going in the pits now? Yes, going in the pits. Also Bomber and Polty. I think Bomber was maybe a bit late on the entry. Also absolutely brilliant on tire, not only on tires, but also on fuel. So let's see, he will go for the softs, try to make it to the end of the race. He might jump Turbo Boy and Bomber in the pits. Yes, Polty ahead of Turbo Boy, Bomber on P10. Kicks is now on his way out of the pits. So all three guys who might get involved into the podium fights are now on the soft tires, while Polty immediately has to defend against Turbo Boy. Turbo Boy better momentum here out of the corner, now going for the inside line. Chance to defend for Polty, and also Bomber is now having a look. inside line and past Sainte. Now on P6. Bit wide here, so maybe Sainte can counter. Yes, inside line for him. Got the position. This is what we saw here on Sainte's car. Is the classic controller light flashing. Because most of them have the standard bindings of the keys. And the stick, if you press it hard, it will flash the lights. So Sainte back in front of Pasty. Fontenot on P5, guardrail lover. Currently really alone on track. On P4. 9 ball on P3. But he will have to do another stop. So he's on the same strategy like the dude. Both two stoppers. Oscar picked up damage somewhere. Let's see if we can find the situation. Not a really big one. Just a bit shaky on the exit, slightly tapped barrier. But I have the feeling that the barriers on Sainte Croix are extra hard. The last race I had here was pretty close after the damage system update. In the final corner I just slightly rubbed my rear end on the wall. It wouldn't have been even enough to scrub off a decal of the car. There was almost no contact. Oscar is going in the pits now. Also the dude is on his final pit stop. So let's see where guardrail lover will end up. Yeah, my whole rear was damaged, and also is the dude already back on track? Yes, he is, and he's in the lead. So undercut worked. And sneaky Oscar on the two-stopper. Made his way back to the top 3 after his lap 1 incident. Fontenot on P4, Sainte P5. I think all are done now with the strategy. And now the guys who are running on the softs trying to gain as much positions as possible compared to the guy who started on soft, went for the one stop, and are now on the mediums. So like Sainte on the mediums, so Pasty on the mediums, 9 ball on fresh softs. But he can't find his way past Pasty. Turbo Boy P9, Paul TP, Turbo Boy P8, Paul P9, Bomber on P10, Kicks on P11, Admo on P12, Loose Telemon, pit limit penalty I would say. And the dude, another step into the direction champion. Oscar now attacking guardrail lover. Has the inside line. Guardrail lover looking for the better exit. Has the better exit, but Oscar has the inside line again. Intense fight here for P2. Well, we have 9 minutes on the clock. Sainte leading the train of 4 to 5 cars here. Fontenot, 9 ball Turbo Boy Pasty, see is Polti and Bomber all in striking distance. So nothing decided here between P4 and P10. This is what we love to see. Two-second penalty here for Sainte. And this can cost him a lot. It's an absolute momentum killer here on the straight. And now he's seeing in his rear mirrors the Hungary train passing him. So at least 3 cars, and also Pacey is now going for the attack, has the inside line, made the move. This is what I said, this is so close here between P10 and P4. A 2-second penalty cost him 4 places, and Turbo Boy is now on P4. Personal best lap. 9-ball P5, Fontano P6, Sainte. It's currently a bit quicker here, and Pacey ran wide. Lost a few positions, is now on P10. So then we have a little gap here from Pacey to Kicks. Atmo P12 in the hunt. And like we've seen before, Lewis Telemon on the pit lane penalty. The dude in this situation can be pretty much chilled because he has the better material, fresher tires compared to Guardrail Lover, and Guardrail Lover has to do everything to keep Oscar behind while saving the tires because Oscar has so far the better material. That looks like the Gravel Monster striked again. So missed the exit, fully in the gravel. This is what I mean when I say unsafe rejoin. Maybe lose a few more seconds, but be predictable for the rest of the grid. This is fine for ALR when cars are ghosted, but in every other league, ghosting is off. You would get big trouble if you rejoin like that. So Oscar now on P2. With better tires. So the top 3 are sorted. P4 maybe as well, as 9-ball is absolutely burning it down at the moment. Then we have Turbo Boy followed by Bomber, Sainte and Polti. Pacey lost a bit of contact, so the fight between P4 to P10 is now a fight between P5 and P8. We are looking, I think, on 2 more laps. Maybe 9-ball can catch the Guardrail Lover. Seems a lot quicker on the fresher rubber. Guardrail Lover on personal best sectors. Have an onboard on so many cars. We have no on board, I think. I think 9 ball is in slipstream range now. Of course, it's still tough to gain on the Jaguar on the straights, even in slipstream. But at least you're quicker than normal if you have the slipstream for the Jaguar. I don't think the Hyundai will be able to attack the Jag. But he's losing less on the straights, but giving him advantage in the corners. And 9 ball is on his rear looking for the inside line. Has the inside line. Little tap here between these cars. Better line here for guardrail lover. But on the exit, 9 ball with the cutback. But again, inside line for guardrail lover. Now 9 ball made it. Brilliant battle here between those two for the final spot on the podium. And the pace difference should be big enough, as we see. 9 ball really soon pull the gap. 5 a second to guardrail lover. Seats are dropped back to P7, brings Turbo Boy and Bomber on 5 and 6. And Bomber with the better material. We see Turbo Boy really close to the pit wall, tries to break the slipstream. But his front left is pretty dead. So every right-hander will bring him a lot of trouble, and you see the Subaru is absolutely on his ass. So much better in the corners. Now he has the slipstream, not the longest straight, so not worth to get on an attack, but he has the inside line. Turbo Boy is not really defending. And this is P5 for Bomber. Seats lost a lot of time on the worn tires. Don't think Pasty can get striking distance from the know. Whatever he did with his tires, they are so gone. Definitely not the best strategy. And Kicks should be able to do a really easy overtake on him as well. Polty. He should drop down to P11, maybe P12, as Atmo is also getting closer and closer. Kicks has the inside line. Missed the exit of the corner, but also Polty overtook Fontenot, and Fontenot has absolutely nothing to counter. finishing P1, another double victory for the Canadian. Oscar on his way to P2. Good strategy here from Oscar. 9-ball, another podium on his debut. Seems to be pretty happy, obviously. Guardrail lover on those done tires, P4, Bomber P5. Sainte will finish on P6. Turbo Boy P7, Pasty P8. Polty made the overtake against Kicks and will finish P9. Admiral also passed Fontenot, who's out of fuel. So his strategy absolutely didn't work. And Louis Telemon, the last one on track in the AMG, now on his way to the final corner. So again we saw brilliant racing, again we saw interesting strategies, some worked, some absolutely not. Yes, congratulations to the podium, especially to 9-ball, double podium on the debut. Respect for that, good pace on the medium tires. I think his soft tire pace could improve a bit. Then he might be able to bring the dude in serious trouble. But that's it for now. I hope that we can be live on Monday and Mr. Gran Turismo doesn't black screen again. And so, see you next week on ALR Monday TV.